It's so stupid, it's positively brilliant.
The Brilliant Podcast.
Dave Chappelle comedy special, 846. I wouldn't call it a comedy special. And the reason I wouldn't call it a comedy special is because I don't think Dave was trying to be funny.
Right.
I think that Dave wanted to vent. I think that Dave had some things that he wanted to get off his chest. He's not a social media user, so he's not on Instagram Live.
Right.
He's not a huge interview guy. Like he'll do interviews, but he doesn't do them all the time. So he wasn't promoting anything. So he wasn't sitting down with anybody to have an interview.
Right.
He's not a podcast host, so he doesn't have a podcast. I think that Dave Chappelle wanted to get some shit off his chest, and he went to his platform. And his platform is that motherfucking stage.
Yep.
In his backyard. I'm assuming that was in Ohio, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. So he was home in his backyard, and he gathered some of his people around, and he had a nice social distance show. And I think he wanted to get some shit off his chest for 27 minutes. That's how I looked at it. You know what I mean? I wasn't sitting back like, oh my God, that was brilliant, because I know I've seen Dave Chappelle be brilliant. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think that the whole context of what he presented to people, I thought that was brilliant. You know what I mean? Because I think it's dope not to run to go do an interview. I think it's dope not to run to go do a podcast. I think it's dope not to get on Instagram and rant. I like the fact that he used his stage. I'm a radio personality. If I got something I really want to get off my chest, I'm on that radio every day. If I'm a comedian and I got some shit I want to get off my chest, even if it's not jokes, even if it's not funny, I'm going to get on that stage. Because you know why? That's what gives it the most impact.
Yes.
I don't think a Dave Chappelle interview, I don't think a Dave Chappelle appearance on a podcast would have had the same impact as it being packaged as a Dave Chappelle comedy special. And I would have called it a Dave Chappelle verbal scream of consciousness. Word to Kanye West. You know what I mean? I would have called it a Dave Chappelle. That's what I call it, a Dave Chappelle verbal scream of consciousness. That's what that was to me.
That's a really interesting way to look at it, because in terms of impact, because millions of people saw it online, and maybe they wouldn't have seen it if it was an interview with The Breakfast Club, or if it was an interview with you directly, or if it was an interview with Rogan. Maybe it would have got a lot of views, but maybe not 20 million or whatever it did, or 14, 15 million, et cetera. And we were talking on the phone about this, I think it was a few days ago, because it's not a special. So you can't judge it as a special. People going, yo, it's not funny. It wasn't supposed to be funny. This is the most prolific comedian of alive today, in my opinion. He's the greatest comedian alive. Simple as that. If you thought that this was his attempt to be funny, you're wrong. He knows how to be funny. He meant to deliver this. That being said, I know how prolific Dave Chappelle is. I know how brilliant he is. I don't think he even needs to make you laugh. He's so fucking smart and so genius in the way that he synthesizes information and crunches into these digestible morsels in a way that you never thought about before. He's literally a genius. I didn't think that there was anything he said that was that profound in it. I'll be honest. Like, I didn't think he was offering new perspective. Like, when I watched it, I wasn't blown away with the thinking based on a Dave Chappelle expectation. Like, to me, when I hear Dave Chappelle talk, I'm like, I'm about to hear some of the most brilliant shit I could have never thought of, because that's how genius he is. And then everything he said, pretty much, maybe outside of like the Chris Dorner connection, everything he said, I think that we've heard a lot of people say. And that's okay too. He's allowed to share those feelings, and we're allowed to be excited by our hero expressing the same feelings we have. That's totally fine. But when I saw people exulting and going, this was the most genius thing I've ever seen, I was like, have you not seen Dave Chappelle? Because if you've seen Dave Chappelle and you're familiar with his work, you don't think that this is close to as profound as other things he said.
I agree. I think there is something to being able how to capture how people feel.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I think that's what artists do with music sometimes, right? Like, sometimes a record comes out in a moment and it's like, damn, yo, he captured or she captured exactly how I felt. I think the fact that we know Dave is so prolific, the fact that we know Dave can craft some of the, most amazing, thoughts in the world. I think the fact that he was up there so unrefined, The fact that he was so emotional, the fact that he didn't really have the answers, that he didn't have things figured out, that he did seem like it was a state of confusion. I think he captured how people felt. I think that's how a lot of people feel right now. I really do. I think
that's interesting.
It's almost like it makes you feel better when you see somebody who has it all figured out, not having it figured out. It gives you more space to be like, yeah, I am fucking confused. It gives you more space to be like, yeah, I am fucking angry. You know what I'm saying? It gives you the license to be that even more. I think so.
That's a great way of looking at it. It's like especially with music, because sometimes there's a song that don't have the best lyrics.
Yeah.
That it doesn't even have the best beat. It doesn't even have the best production, but it captures how the fuck you feel.
Yeah. And by the way, we in an era right now where we're stripping everything down to the basics. There is nothing refined about this moment. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing refined about this moment. So to see him up there with his notepad and just going, I'm like, yeah, Dave. I mean, honestly, I was highly entertained. You know what I mean? I watched it once. I'm gonna watch it again, but I was when I saw it, I was like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like he captured the way I felt about a lot of things, you know? I mean, because like we've had those conversations. I had that shit about Don Lemon, or even talking about LeBron over exceeding expectations. Like those are conversations that we were having here.
Right. Yeah.
I was shocked. I was shocked at him coming at Candace Owens. Only reason I was shocked is because that's a real Moon barks back at the dog moment. And I'm not calling Candace a dog at all. I'm just saying that there's an analogy that talks about the moon and the dog. And it says when the dog barks at the moon, it's nothing. But when the moon barks back at the dog, it's news.
Yeah.
Right? And so Dave Chappelle, first of all, Candace Owens is unstoppable. Unstoppable. And the reason I know she's unstoppable is because of the way she responded to what Dave Chappelle said. She said to Dave Chappelle, you insert the clip, the Dave clip. Candace said in a tweet, to every Democrat tweeting me the clip of Dave Chappelle insulting me, I'm not a leftist. I have a sense of humor. And I think comedians should make fun of people. Dave Chappelle is one of the greatest comedians of all time. And I made it into one of his specials. That's power. She's absolutely fucking right.
And then the next one, the follow-up, was even crazier.
I don't have that one.
She says, say it to my face. She says, say that shit to my face, though.
With a laugh, right?
With a laugh, yeah.
And I don't know why I wrote about this in my book, Shook on Anxiety Playing Tricks on Me. Learn from me, right? Because I told y'all back in the day when I tweeted that stupid ass tweet, when I was like, you know, who are the woke women of color that we can, you know, empower and make a voice like Tommy Lauren, right? When I said that dumb shit, right? Stupid, dumb of me to say, right? Because what I should have said is, who are the women, and left Tommy out of it? Who are the women in this space that we can empower? Because all I was simply saying was, we empower people with our hate. We get online and we talk about how much we don't like these people. And then the people that like them come on defending these folks. And next thing you know, you got this perfect storm of just whoever that person is. And you think you're hurting them, but you're not. So when you're somebody like Candace Owens, who's like a goddamn, she's like black, they got the Black Panther suit on.
Yeah.
The more you hit her, she absorbs the energy and she gets stronger and stronger. Dave made her so fucking strong. Can't stop her, bro. The only way.
Go.
No, the only way you can stop a Candace Owens is to ignore her.
Yes.
But guess what? She's too good for you to ignore.
Yeah, she knows how to antagonize, bro.
She knows how to antagonize.
She knows how to agitate, bro.
She knows how to agitate you. She knows what to say to get you going.
Yeah.
What's that shit? What Will Ferrell say? I don't know what it is, but it gets the people going.
Oh yeah.
That's she. Yeah. Yo, she has that thing.
Yeah.
And guess what? She puts it out there, and y'all keep giving it back to her. And Dave immortalized her.
Yeah,
He did.
Yeah. Yeah. You would like to see Dave, because Dave has the intellect to chop her down. So you would like to see him chop her down, and then he just went with like a kind of easy joke about the pussy stinking. Yeah. And yeah, I know the thing with Candace really interesting is because she doesn't have to be worried about being canceled, because the side that's canceling her is not the side that pays her. You only got to be worried about being canceled by the people who pay you. Yo, you know what I mean?
The side that's trying to cancel her is doing nothing but promoting her,
right?
Marketing her.
So they're getting, she's getting more money from the other side.
Yes, man. And everybody loves a bad guy. So it's just like, yo, people root for the villain. So she's embraced that role. She's a villain to one side, a hero to the other.
Well, she plays a really interesting part in the ecosystem, because she is a character that's been exalted by the right to remove remove any of white people's guilt or responsibility for what's happened to black people in Black America.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That's her goal, and that's her position. She might truly believe the things that she says, but the people that pay her are using her like a toy. So they're like, hey, white people don't want to feel bad about the black plight in America. So we're going to give you some facts, and you're going to take these facts, and you're going to go tell Black America and white America that this is the real reason why black people are going through this, right? And the reason it's so effective is because the white people on the right that don't want to feel guilty go, oh, phew, it's not my fault. And then the white people on the left can't call her out for her privilege because she's of minority status too. So the white people have to listen to her, or else they're silencing a black woman. So the white people on the left got to take her for her word, not her identity. If I said any of the shit that Candace said, they'd be like, shut up, you're a white male, you don't know shit. But since she's a black woman, they got to sit there patiently and listen. And then if these people on the left are not disciplined in their arguments, she'll eat them the fuck up.
And that's the thing, right? What you said about Dave Chappelle, you know, like Dave Chappelle's an intellect, you know, he's articulate. Like he could break the Candace Owens thing down in a much more like scientific way, right?
Yeah.
When you hit her with the steak pussy thing, her audience is like, that's the best you got for Candace?
Yep.
Because even if you don't agree with the things that she's saying, which, you know, like if you don't agree with the things that she's saying, you can't deny that she still has some thought behind it. She's giving it some thought, whether her facts are wrong, whether she's dead wrong, she's giving some thought to it, and she's able to articulate it in an intellectually sounding way.
Republicans and right-wing people will always have more sound arguments because they're arguing in a lot of times against progress. Okay? So they'll always have more sound arguments because the thing they're arguing is harder. If you're saying affirmative action shouldn't happen, right? You better have some good fucking arguments as to why it shouldn't happen.
I think that.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Whereas the left,
it's like it's facts versus feelings sometimes.
Exactly. Go.
If I'm a black person in America, if you're a white privileged person, you would never know how I feel. If you're a gay person, 100%. if you're any person that's ever been oppressed, marginalized, woman, gay, black, I don't care how many facts you as a white privileged man spit at me. Yeah. You can't tell me how the fuck I feel, because whether it's statistically or just my everyday life, I know what it is I go through.
But here's the thing. What they do is they get someone that looks just like you to tell you how you feel. And your feelings are wrong.
That I'm bugging.
Exactly. And that's why they got the black sheriff from Wisconsin, wherever he's from.
I forgot. David something. David
whatever.
Clark,
so they'll get some guy that looks like you to tell you you're wrong, right? And
he don't fuck with the right no more.
Say again?
He don't really fuck with the right no more.
Look, I don't know where he is, but I understand. Yeah. And again, I'm not saying these people are lying or insincere or inauthentic. What I'm saying is the people that promote them have a reason for promoting them.